Good afternoon everyone, I hope you're all well. Thank you for joining me in the studio today. What a lovely day. I've been out in the sun in this jumper, can you imagine? Playing games, running around with the dog and my son. Wow, I can't believe it's that hot. So I'm super excited to get home after today's studio and maybe sit in the garden for a change, because normally we're actually here till 6-7 o'clock at night sometimes. So welcome everybody. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, my name is Tony Darrick and I'm a guest presenter on Create and Craft, and I love anything to do with crafting, and so do all the lovely people that join me day in and day out. Like-minded crafters do great things. So if you are watching, don't forget to click the subscribe button and don't forget to click the HD button. That will give you a better viewing experience. And if you are on Facebook, don't forget to pop a comment under the cards that I post over on there, and I do pick a lovely winner to receive one of the handmade cards in studio. It might not be the one that I create that very day, but it's definitely a card from us, and sometimes we do pop in the stamp and die if they're if we're able to do so for you. So welcome Tracy, Sylvia, Maxine, Heather, Elizabeth, Shirley, Amanda, Joe, all the lovely faces again as always. Roseanne's here today, she's made it at the start. Welcome Roseanne. It is a beautiful day, that's very right. So in today's studio we are using the fabulous Be Inspired Blossom stamp, and we have used this over the last 3 shows, and we have shown you various inspiration, which you can see over on the back here. All the cards that I've made, I have popped over on the back here, variations of colours, different techniques, just all sorts of good fun really. That's maybe I'm hoping has maybe help you step out of your comfort zone and try something different. I'm hoping. Some of you may be way too advanced for me, but the channel is diverse in the sense that we have beginner crafters every single day, and we do have super cool advanced crafters, but you're never going to become advanced without starting as a beginner, so you have to start somewhere. Let's have a look. Lorraine, do not listen to your husband. Tell him I know where you live. I'll come and sort him out if you want me to sort him out, Lorraine. So also in the show, I'm just going to quickly show you the Explore stamp. This is the one that we're working on as of Monday, and you can see again over my right shoulder here, there are a few samples there using this lovely stamp. Some techniques with reflections in water onto acetate, maybe using your die cuts and things like that. So this is the stamp from Monday, but just always remember that the stamp is available on our website. You just need to pop FBL into the search engine, and if you want to revisit some of our earlier ones, we have some fabulous earlier ones. There's only a handful of these left though. If you want to visit some of our earlier ones, then you can do that too. The inspiration is on YouTube, and you can go and just craft along. You don't always have to do it live. There is only a few of these left though. Some of them have sold out too. So this is Monday's stamp, which we will be working on as of Monday, and this is today's stamp, which we're working on today. And on Monday I will be launching 2 more stamps in the Craft Academy range. So you'll be able to either get both if you want both, one if you want one, or none. Have a dig in your stash and see what you've got. You can always use the inspiration with possibly what you've already got in your stash. So let's have a look. So we've got 125 people watching today. We need to get everybody out of their garden and to come and watch the live studio. I'm only joking. That's a great thing though, isn't it, about YouTube and things like that. Somebody's phone's not on silent. Bless him. The great thing about it going onto YouTube is you can catch it tonight at 6 o'clock when the temperature drops a little bit and you want to come inside, or you can watch it at any time, can you? That's the great thing. Oh, you see 193. 109. Oh, it's growing. So welcome everybody, regardless of what you're doing. If you are having a cup of tea, nice one. If you're having something else which is a bit cooler and maybe got something in there that's quite nice and refreshing, enjoy the cup of tea. So in today's studio, I'm going to show you a little bit of a technique using the fabulous stamp again, but we're going to try and use it in a different way. We don't have lots of goodies at home, so I'm going to show you how to chop it up and make it look a little bit different, shall we say. So first of all, if you are crafting along, you are going to need a piece of black card. So I have a piece of black card here. This is just a piece of black card and it's half a piece of an A4 card. So no measuring, just a piece. And all we're going to do is we're just going to heat emboss onto this one, so it doesn't matter if it's not exactly the same size, okay? So first of all, piece of black card. So what we're going to do today, and it will soon come to fruition if you are crafting along, is we're going to heat emboss the stamp in silver today. Silver, just a little bit different. I'm just going to clean my door. It's starting to look a bit unloved when it really is loved. So I'm just going to clean it off, all nice, and then we're good to go. So I'm just going to grab the lovely stamp. Prosecco pop for Bell, Coke for me. Oh, it's nice to see us, you know, not celebrating as such, but enjoying the weather and, you know, just putting the world to one side at the moment and just enjoying life, hey? So what we're going to do is we're going to heat emboss this one. So a sticky ink pad, I'm going to anti-static the cardstock, so we get a nice finish on there, and then I'm going to ink the stamp like so. So good old push down. So whilst we're doing this, I just wanted to tell you about a little bit of an idea I've had, and if you want to get involved, you can. So the idea that I've had, I don't know how it came to me or why I've actually had this thought. I'm just going to ink it up again. So over the course of the Craft Academy, it's a 12-week programme, and you've all been making some absolutely fabulous cards. I've seen the makes over on the Eureka fan page. I've seen some people putting their own twist, just doing their own thing, which is also fab. But, you know, you can let me know if this is a good idea or not. I think it's a fab idea. What about if, at the end of this 12-week programme, you make a card from any of the Craft Academy stamps? If you've just bought one, then obviously you can use that one. And you send it to me. And then what we do is at the end of the 12-week programme, I showcase a card that you've made. So we'll have a show dedicated to handmade cards from you lovely ladies. And if you've got a message that you want to write inside the card or something you want me to read out, i.e. have you enjoyed the Craft Academy, tell me about something that's happened, anything, you can write anything you want inside this card. And then what we'll do is we'll do an hour showcase of all the handmade cards that you've all done. And if you don't want me to read out what's in the letter, just pop in the card. Please do not read out, but you can show the card. And I think it's just a great way to show how many people have got involved. Maybe write a personal message to one of the other crafters on here, one to me, one to anything, or you know, just about your thoughts in general about the lockdown. Are we feeling a little bit better? Anything you want, you can write in this card, and I think we will get lots of handmade cards, and then it's showing your work as well, and it's something to be super proud of. Maybe you don't post your cards in the Eureka fan page, but you're happy to pop one in the post for me to show live on air here. That would be fabulous to have a physical card in here to show. So I'm not going to call it fan mail because it's not fan mail, because that's silly. We don't do fan mail. I think fan mail is old hat. But what a great privilege for me to see your handmade cards and talk about them live in studio for an hour and show people's makes, and you can pick whichever stamp you like over the 12 weeks. Do you think that's a good idea? I mean, obviously if you can't get out, maybe ask a neighbour or somebody to post the card. So if you are wanting to get involved, we'll start it from today. So you've got like 6 weeks, because I think we've got 6 cards left, to create a card and pop a message in if you want. You don't even have to pop a message in. Make sure you put your name on those so I know who's made it, and I can obviously name the person that's made it. And then after the 12 week, we'll dedicate one of the shows to showing everybody's handmade cards. And if there's something in there I can read out, I'll read it out, whether it be about you and your partner or a funny experience, anything you want, I think we should do it. So if you are wanting to get involved, please do if you can. Our address is on our website, on the Contact Us page. Go on there and get the address and just send us one of your lovely handmade cards. And then what I'm going to do then is I'm going to make a memory box, and I'm going to call the memory box something like the lockdown box. And what we'll do is maybe we'll pop it to one side, and in a few years time we'll get the memory box back out and have a giggle about what was said or the handmade cards in there. I just think it's a good idea. So if you do want to get involved, go for it. I can't wait to see what everybody's going to send me. So there we go, look, we have a beautiful heat embossed. Today we've done silver, which again shows you how different it looks in silver. So we've done gold, we've done silver, we've done white, we've done watercolours. So Gillian, it's not a competition. Please don't think it's a competition. We don't do best and worst. We don't do anything like that, because to be honest with you, you could have the best card in the world. It's what's inside that matters, and it's the courage to send it that matters the most. So please do still have the courage to send it. Please do. Because, you know, it might not be great in your eyes, but from a second set of eyes, it's probably fabulous. Because we are very self-critical, aren't we? Oh no, move on from the box. Don't talk about a box. Crikey. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a fabulous technique now to elevate your card. Again, little to no supplies, but enhance them in, again, a way where people are probably going to look at your card and go, how did you do that? Can you tell me how you did that? And they'll be like, yeah, I'll show you how I did it. So I have the heat embossed image here, look. So this is the 5x7. And all I have here is a piece of black card, and I will give you the measurements in case you are crafting along. Just set this aside. So it's 8 centimetres wide and 16 centimetres tall, 8 by 16. I doubt I'll be like Sir Tom, to be honest. Did you see that? Was it a cathedral or a church full of cards? My gosh, no, not that way. But I'm happy to have a little box full from my lovely friends, and I'm happy to showcase them and probably have a tear. I know what I'm like, I'm a big softie, but anyway. But it has been a period in our lives that's probably never going to happen again, and it just shows that, you know, we all knuckled down, we all dug deep, despite us feeling a little bit depressed at times, and we got through it. And, you know, when you've got friends and family and loved ones, whether they be just in physical chats or something like that, or on a social media platform, that we do really help each other, we really do. So the piece of card is not for a mat and layer. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop it over this image. Now you can decide which part of the image you want, okay? So I'm going to go about here, okay? Yeah, I'm going to go about there. You can pick any part of the image, okay? So this black card is just acting as a mask at the moment, and it's black on black, and I'm sorry about that. I should have really done it white. I have a gel pen here. You will probably need to use a pencil at home, something that you can rub out. You can use a gel pen if you want, and the reason why I'm using a gel pen is so you can see what I'm doing. Now, if I wasn't going to show you what I was doing, I would use a pencil and then I can rub the lines out. But so you can see exactly what I'm doing, I'm going to use the white gel pen, okay? So I've just got that piece of card on there, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to draw around this piece of card, okay? And again, probably use a pencil at home, okay? It's just because I want you to see what I'm doing. So I'm just going across the edge of this piece of cardstock here, and I'm basically drawing a frame. Can you see that there? So you can see me drawing around. If you cannot hold the piece of card, don't worry about it, tape it down, okay? If you're not the most confident, thinking that'll just move, I'll never get that right, tape it down. So let's pull it back into shot here. So there we have a white frame around our work, okay? So again, if you're doing this at home, pencil is probably the better idea, then you can rub out your lines. Let's see if there's any questions. And I did forget to tell you, didn't I? We are on week 6 for our academy as well, so £1 for every stamp we've sold is going to our local food bank. So I'm excited to see where that's going to take us to at the end of the 12-week programme. So you're going to need a ruler, so I'm giving you the opportunity to grab a ruler or something with a flat edge. I'm just going to use my embossing ink pad with the straight side, that's all I have to hand. But you can use a ruler if you have a ruler. You're also going to need a blade, okay? So basically what we're going to do is we're going to cut on these white lines that we've just put on there. I like the white frame. Yeah, you could actually, if you did it neater, it would probably look better. But there is a technique to this and I'll show you where we're going with it. So all I'm doing is I'm just grabbing this flat edge on my embossing ink pad. Now, if you've got a ruler, use a ruler and cut into a cutting mat, not into your, or a glass mat, whatever you've got at home. Cut into something that, you know, is going to be self-healing underneath. So basically I'm just following that white line and I'm cutting a line. I'm cutting it out basically. So I'm following all of those white lines. Like so. It's not difficult. I don't know an alternative if you're not confident with a blade, unfortunately. What else could you use? You could use your scissors, I suppose, but it's getting that straight line, isn't it? So I'm just following that white line. And it doesn't really matter if you don't do it exactly straight, okay? So then you can see, if you haven't cut through, give it a wiggle. If you haven't cut through, just go back in with your knife and make sure you cut that line, cut it away. So there we have that one. We have this one. This corner's still attached, so let's just get back in with our knife and cut it away. There we go. Oops, I've missed a line there, look. So you can see that's cut and that's cut and that's cut, okay? So what we're going to do now is the areas where it's not cut with a blade is we're going to fussy cut around. Okay, so still a bit of fussy cutting today, I'm sorry, but the results are really nice. And I've also done a card in gold ahead of time to show you the effects in silver and gold. So I'm just going to cut this out of this frame, like so. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to fussy cut around this element here and around this element here, and what it will look like is a 3-dimensional frame. So your artwork will be captured within this frame. Does that make sense? I hope so. Yeah, Adele, you could use your trimmer. Them trimmers where you can move the blades, they're a good idea. I don't have one of those, but yeah. So I'm just going to fussy cut around here. And again, it doesn't have to be the best. Take your time with it at home though. Like so. I'm going to keep all that bud up there because I think it looks really effective with the overhang. And I'm going to go right up there. And I'll just connect it with that line that we just cut with our blade there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow this line down and I'm going to go around here, look. I'm not talking because I'm trying to do it fast. But I know if you are crafting along, please do take your time. And like I say, I have got another colour as well, so. And then the stalk or the twig element of it at the base, I'm just going to cut around there. So then we have this sort of effect. Can we see that there? So as you can see there, I've got a little white line in there, haven't I? Sorry, it looks like it's on my pack. I've got a little white line in there and I need to just get that detail in there. just to make it look a little bit more professional. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my blade and I'm just going to go in and take out that little square, or little triangle as we say, push that through. And what that will do is it will give you the continuing frame. So you can see now that little piece is missing there, it's given us that continuing frame, okay? So now your artwork is set within a frame. How cool is that? Now I've used a rectangle, you could use a love heart die, you could use a circle die, you could use whatever dies you want. Oh gosh, somebody's fan's blown some silver all over Tim. You've got silver roots like me, sparklies, wow. So there we have a beautiful image captured within our own frame. So, you know, another little tip. So, have a piece of silver card and look what happens when we come to mount this onto some silver card. See that there? So it's the continue, oh, I've missed a piece there, look. Sorry about that, I'll just go in and finish that. So I'm just going to go down that white line. And what happens is you get the continuing pattern from your image and it flows onto the silver matten layer. So it looks really effective. Look at this. Can we see that there? Very effective. I agree, Lorraine. And I think I'm using silver and gold today, but just think about all of the other things that you could use, not just what I'm using. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make this look a bit prettier. So I have my confetti ink. I'm just going to add some splats onto here. I'm keeping within the colour theme, but you can use your watercolours, you can use your whites, you can use whatever you've got. I'm just going to add some moon dust shimmer to this, just to enhance it a little bit and get rid of that harsh black background. That's enough. I could add some pink shimmer to that because it is blossom if you wanted to, but it is personal preference. I'm just going to dry this one off. I can't fussy coat, it's really bad. I think the screen sells it a little bit better than it actually is, to be honest. Right, so let's get this onto the matten layer. So you're only going to tape the panel, remember, because that's the piece that's stuck onto your matten layer. Everything else is sort of floating. So I'm just using my tape pen and I am going to use some glue too, because I'm doing it onto glitter card. I do need to make sure it stays put. Hopefully that'll grab. So that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? You could another tip as well is, I've just thought of this, I actually didn't know I was going to say this because it's just come to me, but if you are not the best fussy cutter and you do end up with a little bit of a wonky line, go around it with your scissors and distress it a little bit and make it look like it's purposely done, because that top line there is not very straight. I've not cut it very straight, and if I'd have gone round with my scissors and distressed it, it would have looked like it was intentional. So if you've got a bit of a shake or a tremor and you're not very good with the blade, that's maybe a way to get round. So I'm just gonna, you'll see why I'm tarting this up a little bit in a second, because it don't come to life until we sort of get it on our card. So I'm just gonna pop a little bit of glue around. So I'm going for, have I gone silver there? I'm not sure. I've got some silver sparkly ones, so I'm going to go silver today, because we can, hey? Shall we go different? I hope you've enjoyed using this stamp. It is a super big stamp, isn't it? There we go. And then I'm just going to bling it up with some little gems too. Oh, what am I doing? I've already got them out. That's me being super organised. So I have these like black ones with a little pop of colour underneath. So you don't have to have everything I've got though, guys. Just remember that. You will have sparkles in your stash, I'm sure. And then I'm just going to use some clear ones too, keeping in theme. There we go. So let's start getting this card put together. So I'll show you a gold one that I've done ahead of time. So I'll hold this up. So that gold one I did ahead of time. And then the silver. So you can see the two different effects, gold and silver, quite effective those. I mean, if you've got, can you remember the technique that we did with the mix of embossing powders? Throw some silver on in spots, throw your gold on in spots, or red and green for Christmas, or whatever you want. You could use that technique on this one, okay? So let's get two cards put together. So I have a black top folding note card and I have a piece of black matte and layer to go direct on the top here. So you can see that, excuse the marks, I was doing my splashes. And as you know, it all goes everywhere, bar where you want it to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this one flat. Like so. Just to create a little bit of dimension on my card. I'll do like my cards quite flat, as you all know, but like so. And then what I've done is I've popped some pads behind this one. So don't forget you're not gluing the elements that are hung over. And then when you come to pop it on your card, let's just have a look here, you could pop it in this corner here or in the centre, so wherever suits you as a crafter. I'm going to pop it up here because my sentiment, I'm going to heat emboss the sentiment across here. So I'm going to pop it up in this corner. Like, oh, it doesn't look very straight. It is straight though. The camera has a habit of telling me that my eyes are rubbish when really they are actually okay. So here we go. So that's the step. I haven't got the sentiment on there yet, but you can see how creating that panel puts some lovely dimension on your card there. So that's that one. And then let's get our silver one. Now what I've done is, it might not suit everybody, but what I've done is I've picked a white card for this one to see how it's going to look. So let's pop some pads behind here to show you the differences. Personally, I think it's going to look better on black because it's going to pop, but I am going to pop it on white so we can see the difference. So the glue I'm using is the Kalal Tacky glue. It's quick drying and it's good for glitter card. That's the reason why I use it. So I'm just popping some pads in the centre here to stop it from sinking too. And you can see when we come, here's a card here. So if you are a cleaner, oh, it's upside down, silly me. So before I actually do anything with that, we need a sentiment on here, don't we? So I'm just going to do it in black to make the black pop on the black piece. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my card here. Let's take the stamp off, pop it back on its carrier sheet. What I'm going to do is there's probably ink on there, so I'm just going to turn it over in the hope that the other side's clean. Probably not. And I'm going to go with Be Inspired, which is also on the same set. I'm just going to pop my card blank into the Eureka. I'm going to pop Be Inspired. Down in the bottom, in the centre there. And we'll stamp this one straight in black. So the size of the card, yes, of course, just 1 second. So the piece of black card that I overlaid to fussy cut around, you know, which we drew around with our white pen, is 8, this is approximately, guys, 8 by 15, 16. So that's what I laid on top and drew around. And then the card itself, the card blank itself, is a 5 by 7. That's half of an A4 piece of card. Tea, Tony, I haven't even got, that's the point, I haven't even got a cup of tea today. Oh, Tim's got water, but no, I haven't got a cup of tea today. It just shows the weather, doesn't it? Let's have a look. Right, okay, so let's just set this aside. So these are clean and simple cards, absolutely clean and simple, but I think really effective. So if you do want more dimension and more colour, you could add splats to the background card. You could use your matte and layers so it matched perfectly if you wanted to. I'm just going to lean in. Sorry, I have to stand up too because really my cards really do never look straight, but they are. Well, I'm told they are. There we go. I have only done these 2 cards today, ladies and gents. I didn't think we'd get through them that quick, to be honest. Simply because I felt like if people were crafting along, it'd take them a little bit more time. But we have actually flown through them. So I'll just show you them both regardless. There we go. So we have this beautiful one. So you'll have to let me know, which do you think? Do you think, I think the black, I'm not sure. I'm not sure now. This one's going to have a heat embossed sentiment on the base, obviously, but you can see how just popping that. So if you think about a heart die or a shape that you can draw around, you could create, I've created obviously the rectangle, but you could create, if you have an outline die of a, again, as random as it might be, a car or something, if you put that die on and draw around and fussy cut around, then you can create any shape around your stamped image. I like the black and white best. Black and white? Black and white, you mean silver and white and black? Yeah, so I'll post these pictures on Facebook. So that's the last studio using the Pretty Blossom, Be Inspired. We do move on to Explore on Monday. I know a lot of you have already ordered it and it's on its way. On Monday I'm going to launch 2 stamps together, as I told you yesterday, so people can save on postage. That does not mean you have to buy both, okay? It's not a sales pitch to encourage you to buy 2. If you want to buy 2, you can. If you want to buy 1, you can. And if you don't want to buy either, that's absolutely fine. The inspiration is obviously live on this channel, which is great. So that'll be Monday. And the handmade card idea, I'm hoping that all of you get involved, even if you're not confident crafter, you're a beginner crafter, starter crafter, please do get involved. And if you do not want me to show your cards live in studio, it's absolutely fine, I won't show them. I'll just get to have a look at them personally, and if you pop a message in, I get to read it too. But please put in the card if you don't want me to say what's in the card or show the card, okay? If I don't get any messages on there, they will be shown in live studio. And if you just want to pop a message in there, whether it be, I don't know, we got through it, yes, or, you know, I've really enjoyed Craft Academy, or what's next, or any message at all, we'll all remember this time, whether it be good or bad. Whatever you do, don't put too many heartfelt messages in there, because I'm a teary box. and you'll make me cry. But yeah, we're coming out of the other end of it. It's brilliant, isn't it? The sun is shining. We've got so much to look forward to. We've got lots of happy smiley faces over on our Eureka fan page, so please just get involved. That's what we're here for. And Stamps by Me family is a great family. So we are sending our love to you, and in return you'll give it back to us in tenfold. So whatever you're doing this afternoon, have a great one, and I'll see you all tomorrow at 3 p.m. See you later. Bye.